What's up guys, this is Shana and today we are in Trion, KL. Yeah. We are now in the CBD of KL, but more of the industrial side of things. I think this would be like a 3 km to 5 km away from CBD itself if you consider TRX, KLCC, the CBD of KL City lah. So Trion is located between several main roads. One would be the smart tunnel connecting into Jalan Lok Yew going straight into the city. In parallel, you will have Jalan Chan Sao Lin, which is one of the main older roads. It was famous also because of its business activities back then. So if you look into the surrounding here, it's all industrial zones. And in the midst of this industrial zone, suddenly you will have one Southgate commercial area, but technically it's an office lah. And right in front of that, then you will have the brand new development called Trion. So right next to Trion, then you will have an abandoned factory. It wouldn't be surprising if somebody bought it and built another new building lah, right? Then right in front, you will have auto selection car dealers. Then this will be the commercial center of Southgate. Then this will be Trion. And by walking around, you will have a very comfortable walkway along with the buffer, and you can really see the clear demarcation of boundaries. So whenever you reach the boundary of Trion, it's suddenly very nice. Then anything that's beyond that, right, all back to the normal standard industrial one, yeah. So this is a demonstration then on how landscape really plays a difference in having significant impact towards the impression of a project. So if you can see here, it's all dressed up with your eugenias, right? And you have these kind of flowers, I don't know what are these. And right in front then you will have the water feature, and this will be the retail portion of the development. So above the retail, then there will be the elevated car parks, then you will have the residential towers on top. And surprisingly, you have a lot of retailers that are in already, and I do see a lot of demands because this is just surrounded by offices and people who are working around the industrial areas. So whenever they have meetings between colleagues or business meetings, right, where do they hang out? Usually they will go into KL City Centre or you go to Cheras, but here then this is the brand new spot. Yeah, cool. So as we often discuss for mixed development, right, the retail portion often dictates the impression of whether the project will be successful or not. But walking around this project, it barely got handover, and you can see the amount of canvas done on the retails, right? It means a lot of works are being done. So you will have kopitiam, so this one is the Yayat Sing, the Ipoh chicken rice. Then you will have Nanyang cafes, then you will have speed mart, you will have bars, kitchen and wineries. And it's very, very convincing suddenly, right? The confidence level just shot up immediately, even before we look at the project. Because business people are the most sensitive towards population, potential of growth, existing captions of crowds, cash flow and etc. So if they are confident, that proves a lot. So coming out from Smart Tunnel, this will be Jalan Lok Yew heading into KL City Centre directly. So this will be the main access coming into Trion, and it's in between Trion and Southgate. So Southgate here, you will have colleges, you will have offices, some fast food chains, but this is where all the conventional shop offices are. So this is Ma Sing's headquarters, and you will have a bank there. And coming straight in, there will be a basement car park that is for visitors for the commercial portion. I think the residents there will park above lah. And within this prosperous setting of location, right, mixed development often works because it just prioritizes convenience. And right behind us will be the brand new Mercure hotel that's about to open. But here also shows the evolution of KL as an address. So here we call it like Sungai Besi area, and this used to be where all the hardware, the spare parts for engines or whatsoever, the entire area will all be heavily business related, business driven. So it's all for commercial until now. Suddenly you can see the shift where there's more value in developing a mixed development rather than keeping the land as a factory lot. So sometimes location do evolve, but do bear in mind this is also the impact of noise, and you really do feel the intensity of traffic lah. And this is like a good time. We haven't reached the peak hours yet. Yeah. So in total, there will be 2 levels of commercial, which means 38 lots revolving around the centerpiece here. And then there will be 3 towers, and the lift lobbies will be Tower A, Tower B, and Tower C. But the naming convention a bit different because usually we will just follow whatever alphabet, like A for Apple or whatsoever block, right? But that's just naming convention. So just by hanging out here for a little bit, right, this green little area here really feels like an oasis. Like you can see influencers taking pictures behind. You can see a lot of pretty people, a lot of handsome people all walking into the cafes just when it's open, and this is very rare after we visit so many different developments, right? Truly an oasis within the very cold concrete area of Sungai Besi altogether. Because around here is all commercial areas, every inch is maximized for production, productivity, and etc. Suddenly you will have this relaxed space to just kind of chill. Yeah, so the commercial area is very convincing, and I like the architectural floor plate of the elevated car park, so you can see the different waves. Like it's not your usual straight line altogether. There's this little gentle cascading effect around the car park floor plate, so that creates this little dramatic effect. Pretty cool. Okay, now let's head on to the residential apartment. We are now in Block B, and walking in through the entrance, right, the entire journey is pretty nice. Just that I think during VP now, the security will be kind of loose because you will have maintenance people, you will have fit out people, interior people, defect team, everybody moving in and out from the building, so it will be kind of hectic right now. But I must say the lobby is pretty cool because when you go in, you have full height decorated walls with chandeliers, and there will be 6 lifts servicing 11 units within one floor plate. So the height is around 2.6 and the width is around 2.9, and it's actually split in between. So you will have around 5 to 6 units this side, 5 to 6 units on that side. And this is an example of a very inefficient floor plate because you will have a lot of voids when you go about. But just to point out, we are in a very high floor right now, one of the top few levels. That's why it's extremely bright right now. So if you're buying on the bottom ones, so most likely it will be darker than this lah. Anyway, as we mentioned just now, we have a lot of voids in between, but this is just not a very good layout from a developer's perspective because I got a lot of corridor space just to access the unit itself. So for example, I need to walk so far, and this is a dedicated access just for one unit. So technically a lot of build up are wasted as corridor space, so that's not very efficient. For example, again, this entire corridor belongs to one owner. The argument then, why don't I build up the unit up front a little bit more and we move away from the layout that requires void? The second point of view is might as well I just demarcate this out and give this area even for free to the owner itself. It will push down the price per square feet. Also, it will be less area for maintenance for the management team. In that sense, there's already winning already. Because who else is going to use this corridor, right? And one thing I like is they actually roofed up the entire void area so there won't be water issue here. And when there's no water issue here, technically I don't need this little water stopper anymore. I don't need this little detail of slanting within the corridor parapet wall. Also, I don't need that many drains within the corridor space already because there's no way water is going to come in already. But here you will have the plaster ceiling. You have the water sprinkler because this is a commercial title building. And the width of this corridor is 1.78 meters. So the inefficiency is just a comment on design by the developers. But the experience as a user, right, it's really nice. Just going back home and you will have all this passageway to slowly unwind yourself before going home. That includes the unit that we're going to visit today. So you imagine this entire walkway from here onwards, all just for this unit. Wow. Located far away from the lift, then this will be the service lift and this will be the refuse chamber. Okay. So when you go in, this will be the chute. Yeah, so people are disposing things like that. It's not the initial intent. Yeah, that's why there's still a lot of education work to be done. Anyway, coming in, then this will be automatically your foyer. So the unit, when you come in straight in, right, there will be no foyer already. Today, this will be the unit that we're going to check out. Type C 797 square feet, 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom unit. Okay, so this will be the unit layout, and when we go in, there will be the kitchen at the side. Then this will be the typology of the living and dining laid horizontally together. So on one side, this will be the master bedroom with the master bath. This will be bedroom 1 and bathroom 1 as well. So if you were to add in a partition or a door here again, this will be automatically a dual key unit already, so you can rent this out separately if you need to, and that's the flexibility within this unit itself lah. And passing through this fire rated door, the clearance is 1 meter wide, and so I like this little nook here originally that comes with the unit, but it's a good shelf space where you also have the water meters and the DB box inside lah, but just that this one not as thoughtful. Okay, this corridor space then is 1.25 meters wide, and this is where you can actually put in a partition to make this into a dual key. So on this way, this will be the original master bedroom, but if you don't want to use it as a master bedroom, it can perfectly be a separate unit altogether. Going in then, this will be the dry kitchen space, then your living and dining space, then the bedroom, then the toilet. Actually here you can see already. So the wall-to-wall space here is 4.2 meters. The ceiling height around the kitchen is 2.7, but on the living space area then it's 3.1 due to the drop in ceiling to cater for all the utilities and pipings lah. Okay, so this will be the kitchen space, where this most likely will be from the developer itself. You have tikka oven and a hood and hob as well. So this is a 2-burner along with your 5-feet wall tiles. Also the top and bottom cabinet along with the fridge, as well as this island here. So this I don't think it's stone, but here then you will have the basin, which I would argue heavily on its practicality to put the basin here on the island. Suddenly you wash hand here in front of your dining and living. But of course, the lifestyle of such setting will be very different compared to family lifestyle. So here you will have singles or couples hustling around the city, right? So you'll be at home just to sleep and rest only. So there won't be any heavy cooking involved, which also means there won't be any heavy washing involved. So I guess this is just a very cool breakfast counter where you can chill here, have your morning coffee here, then you get to watch TV here. You see, it's just a 4-seater, and that will be the balcony. So let's do a noise check here. Wow, right? Instantly you can feel the intensity of traffic noise from this junction already. But this view is very cool. So this is the old airport by TUDM, and this is supposedly the Bandar Satu Malaysia setting. Okay, and that will be the new project of RC. Then this will be the new highway coming up from Smart Tunnel. Then this will be Jalan Lok Yu going in. Then this will be the Istana Way already. And you look at the greeneries here. Wow. However, these mostly are cemetery lands. On this side then, you will have all the factory and industrial settings. That will be Taman Sri Permaisuri already at the far end. Anyway, the width is around 1.996 m to be exact. You will have steel and glass railings, so to maximize the view. And just when you think that living in the city will be very congested, not really though. Look at the view here, amazing. And you will have these steel mesh panels here for the aircon latch. There will be tile floorings at the balcony along with spray paint for the external facade walls. However, the debate here then will be, are you okay with this view? Like many may ask, like, hey, my unit can actually see cemetery. So for me, if it's an investment property, this view most likely will fetch some discounts compared to the other views when you face KLCC or other skylines, right? From there, you will earn your difference, which allows you to profit more when you rent this out. It allows you to rent out a little bit lower as well. But as a home, if given a choice, then I wouldn't pick a unit that faces the cemetery, of course. But the entire usage of units of such within the city is always for temporary usage only. For people who are working around TRX area, around Jalan Ampang area, they will need a location that's close enough but slightly on the lower end within the budget. Most of them will then settle for this location. And here then you will have all the traffic noise almost all the time. And guess what's happening right now? So they're actually having a blockage right now. Woo, very cool. For this freehold unit, then the selling price right now, if you can see from the property portals, bare unit is going for 560,000 for this unit. So it means the selling price is around 700 plus per square feet, and the rent for this unit is around 2,008 per month. And what you can see right now from the finishes, this package costs around 36,000. So what you can see here, it's all 36,000 to go. And something about the layout which is good and also bad will be the lack of corridor space. So it's pretty efficient. When you come in, you see there's no foyer space or whatever before the bedroom itself. It's very efficient. But when you have guests around the house, then this would be awkward. But if it's just the 2 of you or 3 of you, right? This is fine. The size of the room will be 2.8 meters by 3.6, which is pretty sizable. Where you can see, after you put in a queen size bed, you will have bedside tables, even a wardrobe space, and you still have circulation space around. And I like the size of the window. So it's almost the entire facade panel. It's all window, only left out this little portion here, but I think it's fine. It leads up the space very nicely lah. And here there will be a connection, a separate access into the bathroom actually. So this toilet is actually a dual access bathroom, which means I can also access it from here. So it will be more convenient whenever I have guests around. They don't have to go through my bedroom just to go to my bathroom. Yeah. Also, when I have guests around, whoever in the bedroom don't have to come on just to access the bathroom. With the flexibility, then it will cost them space, because imagine if this door does not exist, right? The entire cabinet space here can be either another study area or a dressing table. There will be way more canvas to work with, but because of the access, then do you want the access or would you not? Yeah, I think because of the flexibility of this being in use as a dual key, then suddenly this might be an extra room, or it might be the primary room. So if this unit is totally unconvertible into a dual key, then I wouldn't suggest this door at all. Anyway, in the toilet you will have Nairo WC floating vanity. That's nice. Nairo WC, full height wall tiles, shower screen with a shower, and you have a window for ventilation and daylighting. Coming out then at the corner here will be the yard space, which I find it amazing. For 2 reasons lah, because in such a scale, you can still pack out a yard space for people to at least hang out their clothes. If not, seriously, they got no place to hang out really leh. Unless, because this is a dryer as well, so this is a 2-in-1 along with the hangers as well. But the second reason is this amazing view of PMB 118. So this is very close to BBCC Times Square area already. Literally, sometimes we forget, right? This is actually considered, this is really city center project, but sometimes we just look at city center being so central. This is really at the fringe of the CBD itself. So you look at KL Central, Berjaya Times Square, BBCC, PMB 118, KLCC, KL Tower, TRX, right? All seriously very close. And that's the unique selling point of this project. You are very close in a not so prime, not so dedicated for residential location. That's why it becomes very interesting. Like KL Central area, it will be 1,000 plus. TRX will be around 1,800, 2,000 per square feet. At the fringe, suddenly you will have like Cheras that is around 800, 700 per square feet. Here, 700 to 800 per square feet. Then if you go even further again, that will be slightly cheaper until you reach the next CBD again, which is like Mont Kiara area, which is around 1,000 again. Bukit Jalil area, which is around 1,000 again. So interesting lah. Very interesting real estate. Woo! Next, let's check out the so-called principal bedroom, which is also the studio unit if you were to rent this out separately. Going in, you will have your ensuite bathroom here. Then you will have the bed area. But what's cool is, behind the door there's still little corner here that can be used as a pantry, which is nice. And I guess a room like this will cost around 1,500 to 1,800 per master bedroom like this. And if you really dress it up like that, then maybe it's that rate lah. But if you were to be working within the city center as a single, you want privacy, you want comfort, you have your own car, right? This is very cool leh. The most I need this for is for Maggie and Milo only. It's not like I'm going to cook anything, right? This is perfectly fine. Next to that, then this will be the ensuite bathroom. It's very sizable. And you have similar specs, 9 row for basin, along with your floating vanity, WC, tissue holder, shower screen, shower, window, full height wall tiles. And it's very, very wide. Very comfortable. Yeah, ultimately, this is still a master bedroom, right? Still need to have the size one. Going out then, you will have floor tiles, and this will be the king size bed. Next to the window here is smaller than the other bedroom, which is weird. Why don't they extend this out, right? Why don't they just, Here you can still add in a work desk or a dressing table still, you have enough space. Then here you have the bedside table along with the wardrobe. And just be informed, because this is a commercial unit, you will have sprinklers within the unit. Well, extra safety just in case of fire. Okay, and also you will have a similar drop at the entrance before you come into the unit. Well, I guess that's all for the unit. Let's head on to the facilities deck. So coming out from the lift lobby, then we are now in the facilities deck. This will be the lap pool area with the infinity edge. So you will still have the boundary of landscape before you overlook to Southgate. Unfortunately, it's at the level at par with Southgate. But here you can already see the massive skyline of KL already. So I can imagine for those units who is facing this side, right? You have PMB 118 here, KL Tower, Petronas Twin Tower, then you will have TRX Tower. Woo! Very nice, solid. Next to the lap pool, then this will be the recreational side of swimming pool. This will be the wading pool for kids, and you will have the circular loops. Those will be the jacuzzis. Very nice, and I like that it's designed in a very organic manner, so you slow down your pace when you reach home or you reach this area. Okay, so you will have the similar circular design. This will be like a sitting area, as if you are sitting on water, right? This side then will be the play pool, right? Or people to take picture pool. So you have some water furniture, landscape area at the fringe. Then this will be the barbecue pit and hangout pavilion. So there will be 2 of them. I guess this will be one halal, one non-halal lah. Okay. Walking away from the pool, then you will have this little garden hangout area. But something to highlight here will be the proximity to Cheras. So we are really a boundary line away from Cheras. So that one is Taman Sri Permaisuri, Cheras, and you can see M Vertica already. You can see Sunway Velocity, and Sunway Velocity 2 has also been handed over this brand new block here as well. Then you will have Cochrane, basically all trying to cater the working crowd of the city centre. But right in front, there will still be all factory lots, I guess waiting to be developed. Anyway, this will be the gym, and you can see that you have 8 treadmills all together facing the swimming pool. You will have the cardio machines all basically facing the swimming pool. Then the weights area at the end, right? Pretty basic, not too bad, but it's located right next to the pool. Next to the gym, then this will be the multi-purpose hall, and the buffer always between the linear line versus the organic lines will be filled up using landscape areas. So this view is pretty nice. Like you can see the skylines, a reflection over the swimming pool. Cool, they use palm tree to give you the tropical holiday feel. And I really like how they soften the edges of the columns using landscape. So you look at all this, you barely notice it behind all the foliage, but only the trained eye will see. Oh, good effort. Okay. Next to the pool as well, this will be the communal area where you can hang out, get your caterings here, so you will celebrate your birthday here or whatsoever. Inside here then will be the multi-purpose hall. Wow, very extensive leh. But the columns are pretty annoying at the side. So at the spaces beyond the coverage of the building, then you will have all the open areas for the gym and the swimming pool, and the landscape area along with the barbecue pit. So for spaces within the building line, right, they will use it as 2 badminton courts. I mean, when you think about 1,300 over units together, I think it's sufficient. I think. And the other side of the lap pool, then you will have something similar. This will be the barbecue area along with the pavilion, and I really enjoy the organic lines within the landscape area. It really softens everything, and it really adds in a very relaxed feeling, a very playful feeling to the space. And I like the usage of the landscape using to soften the lines between elements. You look at the swimming pool versus the barbecue pit, right? Transition areas also, they fill up with the landscape. Very good use of space. Right in front here then will be the children's play area, but the only comment, it's too close to the office building lah. But if this is one level higher, how I wish, but I think it's the best that they can do already. This will be the play area, then the amphitheater. Next to the kids play area, then you will have this structure. I call this a statement piece only. This amphitheater, like anybody's going to use this for singing and performance. I doubt, but it adds identity to the project. So suddenly when you look at this piece right here, this is Trion in KL. But here again, it demonstrates the very good use of landscape, again with the organic lines, me and my organic lines, where it just flows very smoothly into all corners of the facilities deck. Here then you will have a half-court basketball court. Also, there will be a reflexology area at the corner here. And here you will have some old apartments and structures. Wow. Then there will be the city center already. But this structure here looks really cool. Check it out. At the back, then there's this elevated steel structure, which is nice. And at the bottom, then you will have pebbles for you to just enjoy the walk a little bit. So walking upwards, this will be the experience. But what do we get at the end? Will be highway junctions and Atlas Ice Factory. Well, I always enjoy the extra effort in trying to design out a corner or a dedicated zone for people to just zone out a little bit, have some privacy a little bit, because ultimately it's going to be a lot of people within the project. So some extra twitch or spice within the design is always fun. So elements like this, right, where you have a bridge as if you are walking around the jungle. Very cool. Very, very cool. And now we are in the sky deck. I think partial of the floor plate is only used for this because on this side it will be facing KL skyline, and here you can witness PMB 118 or the entire skyline. And suddenly you realize how small KL is, because here you can really feel Taman Street, Permaisuri, Cheras, Tan Sao Lin Street, over to KLCC area, over to Berjaya Times Square, then over to Kampong Atap. Or you can see via this road here. And this also demonstrates on how close everything is. So you can see the entire cluster of buildings there, but you still have a very low density KL city all together, right? You can see, and it's pretty obvious here. You can see it's pretty empty right now. The only setback now for this project is now I want to eat, right? Besides the shop lots in front, where can I go to settle my quick need of a grab, of a bite? But ultimately, the distance to KL City sells for this kind of project, right? Even if you are late to office, right, you can actually just grab over. Unfortunately, there's no LRT station here. I think there's one there, but I don't think it's walking distance. So if you're staying here, car will still be your primary mode of transportation around, just that your distance to everywhere, it's very close. Yeah. Well, walking out from the project now, at the roadside you will have mamas and all. Then mainly it's all second-hand car dealers, car workshops, car showrooms. And at the back here, this will be the secondary road going into the project. And you go straight in, that will head on to Cheras Highway already. And we can perfectly notice the difference between the walkways around the project and walkways away from the project. Unfortunately, this project, there's no MRT station, not walkable. but they provide shuttle bus to the Chan-Star-Lin station that we point out at the rooftop just now. So that's pretty cool, and I think this is only the start of development for this entire industrial area. So within walking distance, besides all the roadside mama and all, and the shop below the project and opposite at Southgate, within walking distance there's this row of shop, and we are going to go check it out, see whether got things to eat or not. So within walking distance, there will be this row of shops, and there will be a kopitiam here. There's no mama, so maybe at the roadside only you have the mama, and there will be 4Ds at Sport, Toto, KK Mart. Still the primary level of convenience element. So this will be the only things that is within walking distance around the project. And I guess that's all for this round. It's now time for Sean's take 3 on 3. So for the first 3 things I like, number 1, definitely the location of KL City Centre, right? You are so close to the CBD where it's the very high job opportunity area. So the potential for rent then will be relatively higher compared to other locations. The second thing will be the mixed development design of the entire project, because it suits the entire setting. Suddenly the commercial area at the front, right, acts like an oasis within the desert that you don't have any place to hang out or chill or chat or eat. As a result of that, you can see that this very weird phenomenon where within the handover of a project, right, you have so many shops opening already, and it's crazy. Never before we see such a property that can start operating itself, that starts attracting businesses at such pace. So that's incredible. And the third thing will be the architectural design of the entire schemes. Starting from the entrance, starting from the infrastructure works of the walkway into the commercial area, then the lobby is amazing. Going up, you have 6 lifts, over 60 over storage, and the speed of the lift is amazing. From top floor to ground floor is pretty fast, and the inefficiency of layout created very private lobbies for all users. So if you're walking into your unit, right, it's very comfortable. You have this free corridor space that's entirely yours, but then you don't have to pay money for it. That's great. And for this layout design, it's very flexible in terms of the usage, where you can use it as a dual key unit. And if you calculate, if you split both units and you rent out separately, right, if you buy this at launch price, I think it's a very good move there. Then also not forgetting the facilities deck, the lap pool and the recreational pool. Very nice. And personally, I enjoy the landscape strategy a lot. So it used to cover all the fringe. It also used as a buffer. It also used to camouflage the very hard elements. They also add excitement to the back row of the elevated bridge, also the amphitheater, also the sports outdoor center. So while chilling around the facility decks, there are moments that I forgot I was in Main Street CBD. Yeah. Then for the 3 things I don't like, number 1 will be the immediate setting. First of all, you are next to one of the main roads into KL City Centre, so the noise is pretty bad. Then you are surrounded by all factories and commercial lots, so it's pretty much a concrete desert. Then within proximity, there's only traffic noise and construction noise, never-ending car noise, ambulance, whatever noise also got lah. And the lack of amenities within walking distance. So I don't think this is within comfortable walking distance to the Chan-Star-Lin station, but the developer is offering shuttle bus. I don't know how long it will be around, but that's pretty helpful for people to just go over. But within walking distance, you only have your own commercial components. You have some at Southgate, you have some at the shop lots area, and that's about it. The rest you will need to still drive around. So for people who don't have a car, this is not going to be their first choice to rent. The second thing would then be the very high number of supply within proximity. Because this is very close to Taman Sri Permaisuri, Cheras, then right in front you got Trion 2 that is upcoming, and within all this area, right, these are all targeting the same audience, which is people who are working within the CBD setting. And guess what? There's only going to be more developments coming up, because if you look around the drone shots, right, you can see land being cleared, construction taking place. So that might create some uncertainty and lack of confidence if you are buying this as an investment product. And that's the third point. So this is purely an investment product to me, because just by standing around the streets, right, it's crazy in terms of traffic. And you can see people just doing commerce all the time. Here business talk, there business talk, here car, there factory, there piping, here property. And it's not going to be a place for you to raise your family. And it's also partly because of the surrounding that is very dense in highway. So the front part highway, back part highway, then you are in the intersection between Smart Tunnel and the double elevated highway that's upcoming. When all those are up, it may be good for circulation if you drive around, but if you are staying around, right, you can really feel the intensity. Then when you open the balcony, you are looking to the cemetery that is so big. So it's either you see as green space, open space, or you're looking at cemetery. And part of the supply, that is point number 2 as well, you will have the future Bandar Satu Malaysia that's coming up next to Razak City some more. So it's then up to your own interpretation whether will there be enough demand and supply. Personally, in terms of numbers, it seems pretty convincing. But in terms of own stay, I will not prefer this lah. Yeah. Anyway, I guess that's all for now. In terms of comparison for other projects, comparatively, there will be some projects within Cheras area that is closer to the MRT that will be more attractive in my opinion due to its walking distance to a mall and MRT station. So if you calculate distance to TRX, right, it's pretty much the same. But just that if you have a car, then this will be easier because you have the ease of circulation and driving around. Raining already. And I guess that's all for this round. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.